Hello everybody, this is Nainesh from Generic Gaming. I know I haven't done a video in a long time, but I'm back and I'm going to do a little bit of Starcraft 2. This is going to be me playing on my friend's account since I never got to get the game, sadly. But yeah, so I'm playing as lulznegroe, who is my friend, and then I'm playing as Protoss against Terran. So let's get started, I guess. One issue that I want to note beforehand is just I have terrible lag issues right now. Don't ask me why. My internet's just so crappy, and I hate Bright House with a passion. So, yeah. I mean, I know it's kind of outdated to do a Wings of Liberty video. Well, sorry, I don't get into the hardest form beta because I'm not a boss. And please don't make hater comments about my playstyle. I know I suck, just leave me alone. I play for funsies. And I mean, I'm in Silver League, but I guess I consider myself decent. At least I have some understanding of the game. But yeah, so basically just standard openers from these two fantastic players. I mean, this guy was actually a decent opponent, although I was really stupid with how I dealt with him. But let's find out what I do. I think what I did in this game was a gateway fast expand, which it seems to be one of my favorite openers, especially against Terran and against Xur, because it works against both, and you don't have to invest in that forge. You can go straight for the cybernetics right after you get your expansion up. And what I'm basically doing is I'm keeping my pylon here, so even if I want to build building down here, I can if I want. I can block the ramp on the bottom like a weirdo if I wanted to. But yeah, so you see scouting probe going in, don't see anything really. And then scouting SCV coming in. I know I'm stupid and I left it there, but that wasn't my fault, that was lag. So yeah, let's just speed it up for now. Nothing really exciting going on. So just scouting. He's just going completely standard, just no gas yet, which is, I guess, going for a, what's it called, the all minerals build for now. So keeps going, gets double gas at this time. A little bit later than usual orbital in my opinion. I usually like getting mine around 15 or 16. Oh, side note, I am not playing as Protoss, I'm playing as random. I just happened to get Protoss, sorry about that, I forgot about that. So, yeah, what I like doing is getting my second assimilator up as soon as I get my cybernetics, and then on this game I just added on 2 gateways. This is something I adapted from my usual Terran play, where I have 1 barracks I add on 2 at the same time, 2 extras. So that's what I'm doing right now. I usually like getting a stalker out first, especially against Terran, but it's always good to keep zealots in your armies just to tank up damage, especially when they go for a lot of Marines and they don't know how to micro them. It's a great unit. And as you can see, this guy, even though I can't see it, I know he's going for that command center. I could tell because he's not attacking me or putting any type of aggression. But lucky for me, I already have my expansion up. And another thing that you guys should know by now if you're watching this is that always when you're playing as Protoss, just rally your probes to the natural. It's a lot more efficient than just transferring your probes over. And what I try to do is keep my nexuses both on one control group, so I can use their chrono boost all the time. And obviously, chrono boost at the warp gate gets supply blocked because of the lag, like always. And yeah, let's keep going. This is actually an interesting thing. My friend who plays Terran does this a lot, where he goes for planetary first. Although it's not as beneficial as the orbital for your economy, it basically guarantees that you're going to keep that expansion. Because it's kind of hard to take out an orbital early game unless you have like extremely good Baneling play or Banshees or other things which I don't know about or am forgetting at the moment. So yeah, just getting the Xel'Naga with the probe, I always do this even though it's a waste of 50 minerals for the most part. Getting the observer out, which is always the best thing to do, because I went for the robo for now instead of going for extra gateways, and I went for a double forge. This is probably one of my favorite things to do right now, going from a fast expand into a double forge. It's so good because you can you can just get your 3-3 out as fast as you can just by chrono boosting them with your expansion, and you have enough to sustain it, which is really nice. Like, honestly, if I moved out with this force right now, I haven't seen his base yet, really, except for what I've seen with this observer, which is this one tank. If I hadn't, like, this is what I see, basically. And I know that I can move out, except for this planetary. Otherwise, I would have moved out right now, gotten a pylon proxy, and just attacked. Because look at the supply difference. I mean, come on. I would have had it. Especially since he doesn't have siege mode up. So what I thought of doing in this condition is just taking a warp prism with an immortal. I love doing this. I love it, love it, love it. Even with medvacs and doors. Bane Rain is also a really good idea. But just basically take any early flying transport unit, and use it to get something like an immortal, Thor, Colossi, tank even. Just drop it and do a little bit of harass. You'll definitely be able to save it, and you won't lose anything, but you're just gaining stuff. Especially in that condition where it's an immortal versus a siege tank, which takes like 2 hits and is dead. Well, 3, but yeah. So as you can see, I'm definitely ahead on my upgrades because he only has 1-0 and he's going for his 1-1, which is about to finish. I'm on 1-1 and starting 2-2. So I guess we're about even for now, but you'll see later where I get my high my high upgrade level. Sorry about that blabbing. I'm back at casting. So I'm adding on my next 3 gateways, adding on a dark shrine. I don't know why, I'm just used to doing this, even against Terran, just because I love having Dark Templar. Because, I mean, come on, they're so boss. And they're so much better than having High Templar, especially in terms of whether you want to get Archons or not. So I usually use them to get Archons, especially against Terran who have detection. Like, I know this guy's going for a missile turret, so I'm not going to go with the DT attack. Even though that's what I would usually do. That's not what I'm going to do in this case. So, oh sorry, I forgot to change that view back. So then, let's keep going. I mean, nothing really happens right now. This is just mid-game where we turtle up just like all these dumb silver ladder people do. And I'm not good enough. Well, I'm paranoid that I'm not good enough to attack right now. That's actually really interesting. Oh, never mind. I thought that was the ghost cloaking. I was like, holy crap, why? He never had a ghost. That's probably one of the best things to do if you don't already do it against Protoss, is getting, well, as Terran against Protoss, getting ghosts. It's so strong. I mean, there's no time where it's not useful. And I loved how I used this immortal just to pick off stuff, and I just brought it back. I mean, even that minimal amount of damage, like, look at the resources. Units lost tab, like, I'm beating him by a lot. It's the 100 that I lost, I think those were just my probes. But yeah, so let's keep going. And I mean, honestly, look at this. Look at the supply advantage. The only reason I'm not skyrocketing right now, because look at all this floating money. The only reason I'm not skyrocketing is because of my lack of macro capabilities. But then you see how I got all my pylon farming going up. And I mean, honestly, I have no idea what this guy's doing. He's just like... I'm just going to build a bunch of starports, but guess what? I'm not going to build anything from them. Because I'm too stupid to get gas on time. So this is one Terran guy that I don't even know, man. This happens with a lot of Terrans. They don't know exactly how to play, and they just go for straight up Marines, and if they hit early and they win, okay. If they don't hit early and they win, okay, they're fine with it. They just keep spamming games, but they don't put enough effort into it. Like, see, I like having this mix of units, especially adding on these Colossi. After watching the Teja games, a lot of Teja games, like, I realized that Colossi may be a better choice in some cases than High Templar, and it's definitely a safer choice if you're not confident in your storms. So that's one thing I like to do now, is get more Colossi than High Templar, and you don't have to get that Templar Archives. I know I'm being cheap, but my cheapness spreads into the gaming world as well. So you can see I'm almost maxed out. He's nearly half the supply. honestly, I didn't know what I was facing because I'm a terrible, terrible, terrible person for scouting. Like, you see, I haven't even scouted since, what, like 10 minutes ago?
Mineral field depleted.
I just usually go for the Protoss Deathball 3-3 upgrades and then move out. And I think one thing that I really need to work on more, I try doing it in most of my games, but I forget sometimes, like this one, is getting the 1 shields upgrade. Like, it just finished here, which is kind of late in my opinion, and honestly, the game should have been over. I was being stupid as hell. And like, honestly, I don't know why I didn't take the ramp besides these 2 tanks, which were, I mean, pretty decent placement. And then this one up here, I could have taken it up. This part I just lost way too much. Well, like, what am I doing? And I just pop in, pop out, but like, these things are doing so much damage. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I think I was just confident. I knew I loved this. It's just like, the freaking observer, he thinks he's all fancy with his potion, and it's just like, bam, bam, bam. He's dead. And I mean, I could have just marched up here with these immortals, take out this missile turret, and I'll be fine, because, well, missile turret and the Raven, because I would have to get rid of that for the detection. But then it's so easy. Like, I could have one-shotted these tanks easily. But yeah, on the back foot of this, I'm just expanding another time. I have probe transfer going on because I mined out this place. I mean, I have a stupid question for any of you guys, but like, do you guys have any macro tips for me? Because I'm really crappy at my macro for the most part. Like, look at this. I'm adding on, how many gateways is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm adding on 7 gateways. I think you should have done that earlier, considering it's 23 minutes in. But that's just what I think. I'm sorry, I'm kind of harsh on myself. And you see, I'm really slow at my gaming, I feel like, compared to all, like, the super gods. Like, they would have, like, the whole base covered in this time. And I mean, I'm just not that good. But I try to have a good, decent micro for the most part. So, right now I'm just going for Archons just because I was paranoid that he had a bunch of Ravens and a lot of mobile detection. Again, I know I need to scout more. Don't tell me that. Don't complain about my crappy playing. I know how crappy I am. Please try to help if you really want to help. And I like doing this. I mean, that's one of my funny. That's one of the most fun things I think for playing as Protoss. How charge lots can chase and how Blink Stalkers can chase. It's so freaking OP. No, not really. It's not OP. It's one of the best things that Protoss has, though. And I love this. I didn't even pay attention to this too much before, but like how Stalkers do extra versus armor. I mean, that's pretty cool. And I love the Stalker as a unit, honestly. I mean, it's so nice. It's so pretty. And it's like, it's better than the Dragoon in some aspects. And Dark Templar's like, holy crap, 60 damage in one slice. That's like, I don't even know what's a 60 unit, like a 60 health unit. But I know it can take out Lings in a hit, Marines in a hit, Marauders in 2. It's just like, it's so good. But like, Archons are even better. I mean, honestly, versus Biological, that's all of Zerg, 47 damage fully upgraded. And if you actually get the shields upgrades, they regenerate it so quickly. I mean, honestly, I wish they brought back the shield battery just because that was like the funniest thing in the world for Brood War. I remember playing that, and I used to have the shield battery in Archons, and I would just like tank damage with my Archons, and then pull them back, shield battery them up, go back in. It was so good. But yeah, back to the game. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just going for a big group of Archons. Like, look at that. That's so many Archons. So I'm getting that going in. He's just throwing them out to Marines like nothing, even though he knows he needs it, because look at this supply deficit. I mean, he knows he's going to lose, it's just a matter of time. But this is what I thought was a really interesting choice on his part. Where'd they go? Right here. Like, why would you get battle cruisers? And I mean, I know they're 2-2, woohoo, but it's like, if I'm going for a decent amount of Stalkers / Archons, why would you get battle cruisers? I mean, they just suck for the most part. I mean, battle cruisers, their best thing is defense. and cleanup, basically. But I don't know, I'm not going to question. I won the game. I'm not happy with that still because I played like crap. I mean, look at all this floating minerals and gas. I mean, I at least should have built more, like... And I didn't even warp these. Like, what am I doing? I forgot to put these on the control group. That's what I did. But, like, look at this. I should have at least added on so I had, like, a whole 3 rows worth just to be paranoid, and I could have, like, filled up my supply again in, like, 2 seconds. And I should have expanded in all these places. Oh yeah, that's one thing I like doing. I don't know how cost efficient it is, but I know it's really good for Zerg especially. Just put one of your cheapest units at each of the expansions, just to make sure they're not doing anything different. This little battle was quite interesting, speaking on my part, but it was okay. I mean, I won in the end, but it was just because I was lucky that we stopped. And it was just a pure beastly tower of Archons right here. So good. They're like immortals on crack. They're basically immortals with crack. Except immortals are a lot cooler. They're one of my favorite units actually for Protoss, just because they're so freaking strong. Especially against tech. And again, see, like, look at this. It's 29 minutes in and I just got this thing, well, just about got this thing mining. I mean, I'm just slow, yo. And this is the one thing that you have to make sure you do, especially against Terran. Don't let them get out of control with their expansion. Because if they have a bunch of orbitals just like sitting inside their base, they can just put down an expansion for like the lifespan of mule it up, lift off, go back, so it doesn't even look like they were there, besides the minerals. You just have to make sure you design their expansion. Yeah, let them live off 2 bases. That's not going to do them much good, especially if you're Protoss, because honestly, Protoss superior race. Always remember that. And they always have the best units for everything, except I feel Zerg. Sometimes mutas can get freaking annoying. I hate mutas. But yeah, there's the GG. I mean, it was an okay game. It was an okay game. I know my playing was pretty bad, but I just wanted to show off some of the decent tactics that I use, and basically how I micro pretty okay. I would say I badly casted this, otherwise I would show a little bit more of my micro. Especially in this game, I didn't really micro much, I just bounced in and out. But if I do play again soon, and I have a Blink Stalker game where I do the blink back thing, blink back, I'll try that out. But, oh, what the hell did I just do? But okay, yeah, I'll try blinking, blink micro, and I'll show you a game of that, depending on how it goes. Even if I fail, I'll show you. So, yeah, that's the game, and I hope I can do another video soon. Hope you guys like it. Subscribe, comment, no hate comments, please. Or try to keep them on the low. Keep your thoughts to yourself, but yeah. Leave any suggestions also, but I'll see you guys later.